Hello, you beautiful human beings. I hope you are well. We are currently on an amazing hike in Red Canyon in Utah. It's absolutely stunning. We haven't seen a single human being for the whole hike, have we?
No.
It's just so beautiful and quiet. And I thought I could come on here and share some exciting news with you. We're engaged. We're engaged. If you haven't seen on the gram, we are engaged. So exciting. And I thought we could come on here and just talk about some of the most frequently asked questions that we've had in regards to the engagement. So first things first, please excuse the harsh lighting, please excuse any wind, please excuse any changes in lighting. We are at mercy of Mother Nature. So shall we hop in, because we've got lots to talk about. And Tony, can you tell us about planning the proposal?
Well, planning started a while ago.
How long?
Probably about a year ago. Because
So
the
April
original plan,
2022, yeah.
April 2022,
Yeah.
the original plan was to propose in Canada, because we were scheduled to go to Canada
last September. And as you guys know, I got a little bit unwell, so we had to cancel that trip. And yeah, so it pushed things back a bit, didn't it?
So yeah, so Canada got pushed back to September this year, so we'll be going in September. But we had already organised this trip to Utah, so I thought that this would be the next kind of opportunity.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I basically went onto Instagram, looked at like local photographers around like the Mighty Five
National Parks.
Yeah, where we're
doing our road trip.
Literally just sent them a DM saying, hey, I'm going to be out there with my girlfriend in April. This was probably around September last year, September, October last year. And not everyone kind of got back to me, but a few people did, and sent me a few kind of quotes. And
so just to bear in mind, so this is obviously from day one, your plan was to get this photographed.
The plan was always to get it photographed.
Why did you want to do that?
Because I know that you would have appreciated it, and
we'll treasure the photos.
Yeah, and we'd have some good photos.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I liked the look of this guy called Ben, who I found on Instagram, and we'd been messaging and we FaceTimed a couple of times, so kind of got a good energy from him. And he was sending me loads of recommendations about where to propose,
like
good spots, good spots for sunrise, for sunset, how busy they would be. And yeah, I kind of settled on this place called Green River Overlook, which was in Canyonlands. And that was also towards the start of our trip. So I knew I wanted to do it at the start of the trip, so I did it in Canyonlands. So, you know, we'd be able to enjoy the majority of the trip as a engaged couple. and yeah. And
so then you like negotiated with him to plan where we need to be at what time, right?
So basically, yeah, we had 2 days to kind of shoot, I guess. And the idea was that if the weather was really bad on one day, then we could push it back to the next day and wouldn't be a big issue. But yeah, we settled on Green River Overlook and decided to go there at sunset.
So this brings us to how the proposal actually happened, right?
Yeah. Because
then I plan, so I have a Google Doc of what we're doing on our trip, and the night before each day I sit down and I say, here's what it says on the Google Doc. I make us an itinerary and a schedule for the next day. And I'm like planning the next day, and Ant says to me, oh, somebody messaged me on Instagram and recommended this place called Green something Overlook. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll look into it. And I was like, oh, Green River Overlook, yeah, it looks good. And Ant was like, oh, it looks like a good place to go for sunset. I said, oh, cool, yeah.
I didn't actually get the message from anyone.
Of course he didn't. He was just trying to plant the seed.
And I didn't know that it was supposed to be good at sunset either.
Oh, great. Well, you said this. And then I was like, okay, I'll put it in our itinerary. It looks like the weather's going to be a bit windy tomorrow. So if the weather's okay, we'll go do it. And you seemed very relaxed, so I didn't have any suspicions at this point. So then we wake up the next day, we go to Canyonlands, and we have this most amazing day, and we pick up the visitor centre guide, and on there it says the best place for sunset is Green River Overlook. So I tell Ant, I'm like, oh, it says Green River Overlook's the best place for sunset. So
perfect.
Yeah, all right, let's do that tonight then. But the weather throughout the day is getting progressively
It was already super
windy,
windy, like 40-mile-an-hour winds.
And I was like, oh, this is going to be a bit rogue if we go to the sunset spot, because it's like right on the edge of this cliff, and is this going to be okay?
I was thinking, if we're going to be stood on a cliff when it's 40-mile-an-hour winds, is it going to be safe?
Is this going to be safe? But we did it. So we went, had this amazing day in National Park, went for some dinner,
and
then we drove.
Spilled half my dinner down my t-shirt.
Yes, he did. And then we drove to Green River Overlook for sunset. And then how did you get me into position? Because it's a specific position that you had to get me in to get the photo.
Yeah, so I mean, in the photo it looks like you have to hike 20 kilometers to get there, but
no, it's just next
in
to the
reality is, yeah, you drive up into the parking lot, and then it was probably just a, I don't know, like a 5-minute walk just across like some, you know, a bit of dirt kind of.
But it made sense to go that way, because when you look at the overlook, you can't see the sunset. So we were like, oh, the sunset's over there. Like,
and it was
we need
over
to go
that direction, and which actually happened to be the direction of where I was supposed to be. So Ben, the photographer, I knew that he was going to be there 7:30 at Green River Overlook. He'd already sent me the exact like Google Maps coordinates of where to stand, where he's going to be, where we need to be. So
and
basically,
he's at a distance. He's really far away, so we can't see him.
No.
So people are messaging me like, "How did you not see the photographer? He was on a long lens, blooming ages away." So I had no idea that he was there.
So I made sure we kind of took a wide berth around them. Went over this little rock. It was actually less windy there.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
And then we were, you know, trying to get pictures just for ourselves, just for
pictures and
sunset
videos and stuff.
And I'd left my phone on record.
Yeah.
And then I was like, let's get rid of this rug because it was just too windy.
Yeah, we was like sat on the rock. We were sat on the rock looking at sunset, and then Ant said, "Zanna, can you get rid of the rug? Like, it's just too windy."
And I had my backpack with me.
So I go and get rid of the rug, and I come back onto the rock, and Ant spends ages fumbling in his backpack, and that was when I got the inkling. That was the moment. Before that, I was like, you know, I don't know if this is going to happen or whatever. Like, is this going to be a moment where something big could happen? But then, when you fumbled in the bag, I was like, oh my god, what's he fumbling around for? and then I
had my shacket on. I put the box inside. I kind of wrapped myself up like that because I was cold anyway, so the box was kind of hidden. And then went up to Zanna, and you put your arms around me.
Put my arms around you. It was really windy.
And then you said something like,
I said, we're going to get blown off this rock, babe. And you said...
And then I said something like, well, before we get blown off the rock, before we get blown off this rock, I've got something to ask.
And then you got down on one knee. Yeah. And then he cried, I cried, we both cried. It was like such a beautiful moment, and I just was so overwhelmed, and my cheeks hurt from smiling so much.
Yeah.
Like, it was just amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. So obviously I said yes. And then...
Well, it was a long way down if she said no.
It was a long way down. I'll have to insert the photos here. Here's the photos of what the situation was where we got when we got engaged. So yeah, I said yes, and then Ant was like, look over there, there's a photographer, and I was like, whoa! But you can see like a tiny speck of a human in the distance.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the moment. That was the moment, and it was amazing. It was perfect, and I honestly couldn't think of a better proposal for me. Like, it just shows me that you know me better than anyone. Like, we're out in nature at sunset and the most incredible viewpoint, and like, yeah, you just nailed it.
Well, thank you.
You nailed it. So yeah, I'll give you guys a little close-up of the ring, and then maybe Ant can tell you guys just very briefly about how he designed. Can you see that? Can you see that? If not, I will insert a photo here. But yeah, that's the ring. That's the ring. So can you briefly just quickly tell us about the ring design process? When did you start looking at ring stuff? Again,
I knew that, you know, I wanted to ask you to marry me for a while ago. So yeah. The ring hunt started again, yeah, probably about a year ago.
Yeah.
And
he'd already asked me, bear in mind guys, for my personal shape I liked. So basically I didn't give you crazy detail, but I said I wanted like an oval cut diamond on a gold band.
Yeah.
And then do with that what you will. Because he'd asked me that in January 2022. So since January 2022 I've been sat here thinking, he's going to propose at some point.
What's happening?
When's this going to happen? So yeah, he asked me for what I wanted in terms of a ring in January 2022, and I said oval cut gold band.
Yeah.
And then April, you started hunting.
Yeah, so I mean, the place to go, I guess, in London to buy rings is Hatton Gardens. So me and my twin brother, my older brother, the three of us went, spent a day on the weekend going to a couple of jewellers, and yeah, like sat down, talked about, you know, the design, talked about the kind of what I would get for, you know, everyone's got a budget, so you know, talked about, you know, what I'd be able to get for the budget. Also, you know, Zanna said that she would actually prefer a lab-grown diamond. Yeah. So we went for a lab-grown diamond. My older brother actually got married probably about 10 years ago, and the three of us went looking for engagement rings for his wife. So I thought it was very, you know, it was a nice thing to do, to go with my brothers and
go to the same
shop. We actually, actually ended up going to the same shop. It's been rebranded, and expanded. So now they have a huge shop right on Hatton Gardens, and yeah. So I sat down. I met this guy called Jack, and yeah, just talked about, you know, the 4 C's: clarity, cut, carat, and something else. Yeah. And
then, so what's the next step? You get the diamond.
Yeah. So you book an appointment. You talk about what you want, and then you kind of go away. You get a phone call and you say, you know, I've got these diamonds to show you. And actually on the initial appointment, they'll bring some out to show you. Yeah. But then there's a whole database of, you know, diamonds
that they can source for you.
Yeah, so I was able to actually go and look, you know, oval, you know, set a range for the carat, the clarity, the cut, and everything. And I actually messaged him saying, oh, these ones, you know, I'd quite like to look at. So he actually had them shipped in. So the next time I went in to kind of have a chat with him, I saw them under the microscope and everything. And yeah, and then at that point I'd picked out the diamond.
The diamond.
And then the process after that is basically doing the ring design.
So you guys might not be able to see now, but I will insert a video. There is a hidden halo underneath the main diamond. So there's one main diamond, and then there's like a hidden halo of mini diamonds underneath it. Which is such a nice design.
Yeah, I knew I didn't want like a fancy ring design. I just wanted it to be fairly plain. Yeah. Fairly
That's like
simple.
A subtle.
Yeah. So it kind of lifts it out a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's got, is that called a bridge?
I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah. Oh, it has got a bridge underneath. Yeah, sure. That's a bridge.
Yeah.
So yeah. So you designed it with them.
So you design it with them. Then they send a
like CAD.
CAD design, computer-aided design kind of image of what it would look like, and then once you give them the kind of go ahead, then they'll have it made. Yeah. And then, you know, once that's done, that process took, I think, about 4 weeks. So then you go back in and have a look, you know, the finished article. And for me, first time, I was like, that's perfect. You know, no need to make any changes. Yeah.
So when was that? When was it finished?
So it was finished probably in June last year.
June 2022.
Yeah, something like that. So ready for our September trip last year. Yeah. So then they'll keep it in storage. You don't have to take the ring away with you straight away. You don't have to pay to keep it in their safe or anything. They'll just keep it there for you until you need it. And then when it kind of everything got pushed back, you know, to April this year, they put it in longer term storage. And then I just sent an email a few days before I wanted to pick it up saying, hey Jack, I want to come in, pick up the ring. So I booked an appointment, just cycled over to the jewellers after work, picked it up. The main thing is to make sure you have insurance before you pick up the ring.
Yeah, yeah. And have it insured like when you're travelling with it and stuff, so you're not nervous.
Yeah, so I mean, it's got worldwide travel insurance, and so you don't have to worry. I mean, yeah, that's a bit off topic, but
yeah, it is important.
But because it's probably, you know, one of the most expensive single items that a lot of people will probably buy in their lives, you want to make sure that it's insured.
So that was the whole process of you designing it. Yeah. And it means so much to me that he custom designed this. You picked the diamond, you designed the ring. Yeah. And like, no matter how it looked, I'll just be super happy because you designed it for me. Yeah. So I really appreciate it.
I had a good vibe from the jewellers, you know. My older brother got his engagement ring from there.
They seem
How they do
professional.
everything in-house. They show you around into the workshop where they're actually making the rings. And
oh well, I just really appreciate you putting so much effort and energy into designing like such a stunning ring. I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed.
I have caught Zanna holding it up into the light.
I do it all the time. I'm like, look at it, it's so sparkly. So sparkly in the light. I love it so much. I mean, it's not about the ring, guys, but I do love the ring. I do love the ring. And now I guess the next step is planning a wedding, but our focus now is just to enjoy the engagement bubble for the foreseeable future.
We'll do some engagement drinks at some stage.
Yeah, probably do some like chill, low-key engagement drinks in the next couple of months, and then start wedding planning. We have some ideas. We definitely know what we want to be a destination wedding, for example. But yeah, that will all come down the line. For now, let's just enjoy celebrating that we're getting married. We're fiancés. So exciting. So yeah, I just think, what a man. What a man. This boy did good. Like, you absolutely nailed it, and I'm so grateful for you. Like, you put so much time and effort and energy, not only into the ring, but into the proposal and everything. So he's just a very good egg, and I love you so much.
Well, I knew that that's what you would have wanted. So.
Yeah, of course.
And to be honest, I enjoyed organising it all. So
yeah. You did well. You did very well. I'm just.
The only thing that I was really, crapping myself about was the weather.
Yeah, the weather.
If the weather was really bad, then
what are we gonna do?
It wouldn't have. The photographer wouldn't have been able to be there for it.
Yeah.
So.
Very grateful that it all came together.
Yeah.
Right, guys, this has been a long video. It's already been like 17 minutes, so we are going to end it there. But I feel like hopefully that's enough information that it's, got you guys happy and satisfied, and it's whetted your appetite for future wedding content, I guess. God, got to plan a wedding, so adult. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit thumbs up, please leave a comment, please subscribe. And yeah, just want to say thank you so much for your outpouring of love across social media. It has been really incredible, really overwhelming, and really appreciated. So thank you for just being so kind.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll speak to you guys soon. Bye! Babe, you nailed that.
All good?
You're so good. So good.